That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Richard Scariest children's books of all time. You can see how horrifying this is. Look at this absolute madman here trying to just build something that he does not have the skills to build this thing. He's not qualified. These guys are trying to get away. You got the bird situation going on there. This guy's clearly some type of secret agent. You've got this guy just trying to get out of here. He almost got ran over by this guy not paying attention. These little bug farmers that are clearly like not, they're invasive. They're not supposed to be here, and yet they're trying to colonize. And I mean, it's a scary scene, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm talking about the real scary stuff. I'm talking about the Berenstain Bears today, all right, or the Berenstein Bears if you believe in parallel universe theory, which actually I'm part of that group. I do not remember this being the Berenstain Bears growing up. I swear. I remember Berenstein Bears. I'm part of that crew. Leave a comment if you're from the Berenstain universe, which we all live in now, or if you grew up remembering the Berenstein Bears. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically two different parallel universes collided, and now we're all stuck in the Berenstain universe, whereas the other universe is where they were the Berenstein Bears. And I'm not crazy. You can YouTube this. There's a bunch of different videos, explaining this. It's kind of like the Howie Mandel effect or whatever it is. You think the Berenstein Bears are only for kids? I don't know about that. Look how spooky this is. We got this ice monster chasing these guys away. When I think of the Berenstein Bears, I don't really think of those kind of Goosebump style novels. I think about stuff like this, which are really geared towards, very early readers. So this might be like someone's first book that has some text instead of just pictures. But I always loved the art style in this one. So there's only a couple different words, in bed, out of bed. But the mood really sets the tone. It's very atmospheric. We got lanterns, we got moonlight, these guys sneaking around. What are they doing? What are they up to? They're going on some type of adventure. They're climbing down trees. They're sneaking out. They're pretty mischievous. I mean, there's cobwebs. It's got some spooky vibes to it. I'm not going to spoil the book for you, all right? So you're going to have to find out what happens at the end. But I'm telling you, it's not for the faint of heart, okay? The Bears in the Night book, that's the only hardcover Berenstein Bear book that I have. When I think of the Berenstein Bears, I think more of these really thin paperback first-time reader books. Yeah, sometimes they were a little freaky, though, man. Look at that. This guy's not really appreciating that face. Ghost Walk, so they kind of build their own haunted house for the school or something. Classic Halloween stuff. Classic Halloween vibes, y'all. Very, very nice. The Berenstein Bears Trick or Treat, so just a classic Halloween tale. Some great art style in this one as well, just like all of them. Some spooky imagery. Going out trick-or-treating with their friends, hanging out. Look at this guy. He's up to no good, y'all. Yeah, man, I wasn't kidding. Berenstein Bears, they had a lot of scary books. This one's Ghosts of the Forest. I mean, come on, this is just straight up horror. This is just straight up horror, guys. I mean, I'm not reading this before bed. Are you kidding me? Now, not all scary Berenstein Bears books were, just straight up like ghouls and ghosts and, Halloween imagery. Some of the books just had scary themes that were scary to children, but maybe not necessarily adults. So, for instance, having a babysitter come over, that's obviously very scary to children, whereas the mom could not be happier. This little bird, though, he understands that these kids are in danger. Bad dreams. We all have them. It's nothing to be ashamed of, unless you're dreaming of that guy. I like how these guys in the front are pretty detailed, and then as you go back, we start to lose a little bit of detail until we've just got like Kermit the Frog and kind of this guy has like half a face, and just throw in a pumpkin in there. Yeah, why not? The Berenstein Bears learn about strangers. Yeah. We've all got to learn sometime, and when you grow up with your little teddy bear, thinking that the life that you have is perfect and wonderful and everyone's just going to treat you like a little princess, that's one thing. But then, there comes a day when you realize that guy is out there walking around, okay? And that guy, all right? And that guy. Look, life is not perfect, okay? I spy Spooky Night, a book of picture riddles. I spy 3 pumpkins, a warning sign too. Spooky riddles are fun to do. See, you can just start immediately having fun, just even on the cover, looking for shit. I mean, that's how real they are with this. They're not messing around at all. These books are actually incredibly impressive. They are so fun to look at, and I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into creating one of these little designs. This is not computer animation or anything like that. These are actual miniatures that have been crafted meticulously by some type of artist that is, making all of this come to life. It's really impressive, and it's basically like a Where's Waldo book. You're looking for something like a hidden object within this, crazy landscape. Basically, like Where's Waldo if Waldo was like, a clothespin or like a spoon or something. I really love how in the back here it encourages kids to come up with their own stories to go with the pictures. And I used to do that. This used to give me just hours of inspiration in terms of thinking about storytelling. To make the haunted house, Mr. Wick altered a Victorian dollhouse. He lit the interior and painted a spooky sky for the backdrop. The gates, the rooms, and the outside scenes were carefully constructed with wood, styrofoam, cloth, toy, dry ice, cotton, household objects, and dollhouse props. I think that's crazy. The spooky tree in the graveyard shot was made from a blueberry bush, which Mr. Wick added and subtracted branches until he achieved the dramatic look that he wanted. Each finished set was lit by Mr. Wick to create the right shadows, depth, and mood. When the final photograph was made, the set was dismantled. That's the scariest thing here. I'd like buy that thing and put it in my house, man. That's too beautiful to dismantle. But yeah, they made a bunch of these. I Spy Christmas, Funhouse, Mystery, Fantasy, School Days. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Yeah. Just like Goosebumps, this could be its own video. Like, there's so much to say about this series. The stories themselves, they were fine. They were scary enough. They were, little tales that you could tell around a campfire type of thing. But the art, I mean, like, look at this shit. Like, I'm just gonna flip to any random page here. And like, to be honest, this is actually one of the more like tame ones, but that you can tell that's a little odd. Like, that's a little strange. What about this one? Yeah, look at that creepy lady. What about this one? Yeah. Okay, now we're getting into it. I don't even want to. Okay, what is that? Look at that. That's not for kids. That's something that you would see like hung up at like a biker bar, at the like on the wrong side of town after you get off the bus at the wrong bus stop, the type of thing. Like, you don't know if you're gonna make it home if you go to a place where you see that on the wall, okay? Like, I'm not coming home tonight if I see that hung up somewhere. This art is This is actually kind of interesting though. This is the same author. So Alvin Schwartz, but a different artist. So like, look at this compared to like that. And I think the stories in this book are relatively the same as the stories in these. This might be for God damn it, what the Now, of course, there is the Goosebumps series, but that could be, a video on its own. There's just so much to talk about there. So I'm not really going to go that route today. But I do want to talk about Goose Flumps by R.U. Slime. This spoof is just a goof by that's it, Chunk City. Eat Chief and Barf. Yeah, I had to buy this back in the day. How could I not? The Goosebumps series was so popular that you had a bunch of stuff pop up like this. That was just trying to, it's all in good fun. It's pretty lighthearted. It's trying to cash in on the Goosebumps series, which, as a kid, whatever, I just want more Goosebumps. And this looks funny and, why not? This is another Goose Flumps. Terror in the toilet, stay out of the bathroom. Yeah, why not? So these were like little junior novelizations of popular movies in the 90s. So this one's based on the Godzilla movie from the 90s. 8 pages of monster color movie photos inside. This thing's pretty short. This was like barely 100 pages, or like, let's see, 72 pages, including the afterwards. So you could read this pretty fast. But yeah, it was all about the photos, guys. I mean, look, this is an actual still from the 1990s Godzilla movie. That's what I was into. That's what I was here for. Yeah. Clue is actually like one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, it's just so fun to watch. It's a movie that I just never get tired of. This is Clue, the storybook. I don't know why this exists, to be honest. I don't know who this is for. It's not really a kid's movie. The humor is fairly grown up. Warning, inside this book is a baffling mystery. You can be a detective and look for clues, but look very carefully and be sure to listen to the characters. Sometimes a villain is his own worst enemy. Can you find the clues to Clue? Big shout out to Mary-Kate and Ashley, definitely the OGs from the children's detective series types of books and movies and stuff. I think this is actually a book that was based on the movie, kind of like the Godzilla thing that I was just showing you. They have this thing where in the middle they just crammed 12 stills from the movie inside so that kids can think they're watching a movie or something. I don't get it. Like, can't the book stand on its own? Like, why do you got to throw in like these random 8 pages? Be like, hey, by the way, kids, you could be watching the movie instead, like a cool kid. You don't need to actually be reading it all. This is actually the same story can be seen through pictures. You dumb idiot. Yeah, a lot of books had this type of thing in the back where you could clip it out, fill it out, send in a couple bucks, and you'd get stuff back, like a beautiful keepsake locket or a shiny dolphin necklace, which is stuff that, is pretty neat. You could watch movies, you could collect them all. Case of SeaWorld, Mystery Cruise, Thorn Mansion, that's this one, U.S. Space Camp, The Hotel Whodunit. Yeah, a lot of mysteries out there for these kids to solve. And I think they solved every single one of them. They're pretty good. Haunted Teachers, True Ghost Stories. They're like, holy shit, our teacher's a f***ing ghost, man. And he's like, hey class, turn to page 26. We're gonna have a pop quiz. Drax Slumber Party. Oh yeah, surf's up, dude. Yeah, this is cool. The thing about his slumber party, he's just inviting the girls over. He knows what's up. No boys allowed, am I right? The Bailey City Monsters. Kilmer's pet monster. Number 4, so this has to be some type of series. Bruno. He's no ordinary pet. I gotta be honest, I don't really remember this one, but I'm hoping that viewers of this video will see this book or one of the other books and be like, oh my god, I remember that. I remember reading that. That's unlocking some cherished memory from my childhood. So that's the goal here. I've got a collection of just kind of random young adult mystery novels. So, you've obviously got the Nancy Drews, the Hardy Bros, that kind of thing. But these here that I have are just from random series, I guess. I don't know if they're from anything in particular. This one is The Light on Hogback Hill. It said if you go up there, you may never come back. And look at him. He's just going up there. The Ghost Comes Calling. Will Chad answer the call? So that's Chad there, and that's the ghost. And if it's an option to not answer the call, I would just not answer, and then I think that's that. I like this series because when I read them, I was in elementary school, and I hated school just like everyone else. So, maybe I'd have a bad day at school, but I'd come home, read one of these, and be like, you know what? Life isn't so bad. My teacher is not an actual Black Lagoon monster, so it could be worse. And yeah, they had great art styles, very little text, so this is again for someone just kind of starting out in reading, but each book in the series made fun of a different aspect of the school system. So you got the teacher, I got 2 copies I guess of that, the school nurse, the principal, just kind of making fun of all the different people you interact with as a child in the school system. Not all of the scary children's books that I had were based in fiction. Some were real, like UFOs and other close encounters. Oh yes. This is definitely a book fair buy, no question about it. Dinosaurs, a little golden book about dinosaurs. Lightning, ladies and gentlemen, lightning. I give you lightning. That's a pretty bad photo, but it's probably some cool scientific lightning. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's why I bought this book, y'all. I'm talking about lightning and tornadoes too. That's scary. I used to be scared of weather, guys. Growing up in the Midwest, I was scared of it because it was coming down all the time. Dinosaurs, less scary, more cool because they're not around anymore unless you're talking about the Loch Ness Monster, which this guy kind of resembles. Bigfoot and Loch Ness, those you got to worry about, but not so much the Stratothemus. He's gone, y'all. He's not coming back, unfortunately. Not right now, anyways. Not for a long time. But UFOs? Yeah, I mean, I probably just bought this at the book fair because there was nothing else to buy. Girlfriend from Space. Some people have written best-selling stories about their own experiences. Okay. That's probably, yeah, go on. In the 1950s, a man called Truman Bethurum described romantic adventures with a woman called Aurora Rains, who was captain of a flying saucer. Most people believe he made up the story. What are you include? Why is this in this book? That's the best you've got? Look at this paragraph. That was the most ridiculous paragraph I've ever read. How is this in this book? I don't know, guys. This one, don't get this book. Don't get that one. There's better stuff out there. Yeah, like this. That's what I'm talking about. Bert and Ernie, Sesame Street. What's up in the attic? Sesame Street. Always good, always classic. This isn't going to be that scary, guys. But look, it's a dark and stormy night. They're kind of unsure of what to do, and so they go up into the attic. And they got the flashlights. And it's dark. And there's cobwebs. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. Just like planting the spooky seeds, like this isn't straight up horror. It's relatively safe up in the attic here for Bert and Ernie. Nothing too crazy is gonna happen. Like Bert's getting a little startled here. Like, he probably wasn't expecting Ernie to do that. Bert's playing his music probably a little too loud. He's starting to kind of get into some shenanigans, and I mean that's starting to cross a line into actual horror. You can see the furrowed brow. He's trying to spook him a little bit here. So this is a little disturbing, to be honest. But this is what I'm talking about. Kind of the first foray into horror. Here it is. This is definitely another Sesame Street banger. The monster at the end of this book, starring lovable furry old Grover. Oh, yes. I was at the library the other day, true story, and I saw fresh merchandise based upon this book. T-shirts, socks, and I don't blame them, because this is a bona fide classic, y'all. This is a thriller. You've seen, like, The Fugitive, like Seven, that kind of thing, where you're just guessing until the end. That's this book. Like, I mean, this is a page-turner. Like, every single page, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, where's this going? Like, imagine like stopping this book on page 5, like, and going to bed, finishing it the next day. No, it's not going to happen. You're staying up late until you finish this book. It's just incredible. You can't put it down. And if I'm not going to turn the page. He's complaining that I turned the page. That's as far as I'm going. I'm not going to spoil this for you if you haven't seen it. If you haven't, go out and buy this book. Read it to the end. You're going to be shocked at the ending. It's a bomb blast. It is a nuclear drop, y'all. Now, Godzilla is one thing, but what about Dogzilla, y'all? Yeah. Or what about Cat Kong? That's what I'm talking about. Look at Blueberry as the monster. Aw, I can fix him. It's kind of these cult mice's fault, though. They were trying to summon this monster. I mean, they get what they were asking for. It's a dark, stormy night. You think this is going to go well? You're mistaken. These books used actual pets and made like photographic collages around them, and they were the author's pets. So the author's dogs, the author's cats, and I guess the author's mice as well. Rated EG for extremely goofy. Some material might be too goofy for grown-ups. I don't know. I love these books. Yeah, look at that. Little Witch. This is honestly kind of bringing back some memories for me. I haven't seen this in a very long time. What I remember about this, though, is this is the concept of cozy, like the cozy concept in book form. Genuinely, just so cozy. Look at this little cat walking around. Cats on rooftops, flying around on a broomstick at night. Oh yeah, there's another little cat hanging out with just a big smile. Look at him, he's having a great time. How cozy is this book, y'all? Look at the fall leaves, just autumn. Just this is fall. This is fall the book. Look at all these leaves. Just every page. Leaves are falling. The wind is blowing. The moon is out. You got owls. You got broomsticks. You got witches. This is just... Can I live inside of this book, please? Just put me in here. Mercer Mayer's Little Monster at School. Now, this is not meant to be scary at all, okay? But since it's a monster, I wanted to throw it in here. I used to love these books. This was actually like a video game. I think this is kind of more of a if you know type of situation here. It wasn't about the books. It was about the video games. And I'm talking like, I think early 90s. I think this game, like this interactive book, came on floppy disks. I had like 3 of them, I think, this being one of them. There was one about hanging out with like a grandma, like Grandma and Me or something, and like my day at the beach. If you know. Drop a comment if you know what the hell I'm talking about. A lot of books at the book fair had this like kind of 3D glasses gimmick. I don't even know if book fairs are still around. If you know, drop a comment. Let me know if that's still a thing. And if it is still a thing, do they still have, like, are 3D glasses still a gimmick? I feel like they probably are, because that's been a gimmick since like the 50s or earlier. So, you know, it's probably a thing still. Oh my, a fly. This is like for babies. But I mean, yeah, I'm a little spooked out. They got themes about people dying. Perhaps she'll die. Then you got these monsters coming out of here. You got bats. I think, yeah, spiders. Come on, y'all. This is too scary. Cows. And then, of course, an actual ghost. Perhaps she'll die. She died, of course. This ends with death and a ghost. This is... Guys, this is probably like on some banned book list somewhere. I shouldn't even be showing this. This is like probably going to get my channel banned. This is some kind of gnarly stuff, guys. Okay, we need a palate cleanser. Boo, peekaboo. This is more like it. Yeah. This is also for babies. But we're back in the cozy vibe now. They're just partying. Little mice guys just having fun. Yeah. All right. We're back. We're back, guys. Yeah, it's all good. It's gonna be fine, guys. Don't worry. Funny Bones Mystery Tour. Yeah. I think this is probably a deep cut. I don't know too much about this other than it's beautiful. To look at. It's definitely for babies, though. I mean, I'm talking about literal babies. Like mama, goo goo gaga baby stuff. There's just no question about that. But it's fun to look at. It's got some good art style. I think whoever reads this is gonna have a great time, honestly. And yeah, it could be a baby. It could be a grown ass man. Bye bye.